Stand up for a second and do one squat. Just one. Go all the way down and come back up. Go ahead. I'll be right here. Done? Good. Here's the thing. I already know what that looked like. Not because I can see you, but because a majority of people squat the exact same broken way, and they've been doing it that way for decades. The squat is the most fundamental movement your body makes. You did it perfectly as a toddler without anyone teaching you, but somewhere along the way, a bad gym class, a half-remembered tip from a trainer, years of sitting, your squat quietly fell apart, and it's costing you more than you realize. Your knees are absorbing force they were never meant to handle. Your butt muscles have checked out of the movement entirely. Your hips are getting stiffer with every rep instead of more mobile. And the strength you think you're building? You're leaving most of it on the table. 5 mistakes. That's all that stands between the squat you're doing now and one that actually rebuilds your legs, protects your joints, and keeps you moving well for the next 30 years. Nobody corrected these because nobody thinks squats need correcting. They do so. Let's fix that. Before we get into the first mistake, something needs to be said. The squat is not a leg exercise. It's a full-body movement that happens to bend at the knees. The muscles that should be driving the work, your glutes, hips, posterior chain, are the same ones that go completely offline when your form breaks down. And the first sign they've gone offline is your knees. Watch yourself in a mirror the next time you squat. As you lower down, do your knees drift inward toward each other? Does the inside of your knee sort of collapse toward the floor? Plenty of people's do, and they don't even feel it happening because it's so familiar. That inward collapse is called valgus, and it means your butt muscles have stopped doing their job. The hip abductors, the muscles responsible for keeping your knee tracking over your foot, have essentially gone to sleep, so your knees take the hit instead. Over time, that's not just lost power. That's the slow, grinding damage that turns into knee pain in your 50s that your doctor calls wear and tear. It's not age, it's mechanics. The fix is simpler than you'd think. Before you lower into any squat, screw your feet into the floor. Not literally, but create outward rotational tension in your hips, like you're trying to spread the floor apart beneath you. You'll feel your glutes switch on immediately. Keep that tension the entire way down and all the way back up. One cue, knees track out. Glutes come back online, and the whole movement changes. When the average person squats, they think bend the knees. So that's what they do. They push their knees forward, their weight shifts onto their toes, and the whole movement becomes quad dominant. The hips barely hinge, the glutes barely load, and they wonder why their squat feels like it's all in the front of their legs, and their heels keep wanting to come up off the floor. The fix is to think sit back before you think go down. Before your knees bend, your hips should hinge. Push them back like you're reaching for a chair that's just slightly too far behind you. Your weight stays through your whole foot. Your torso stays tall. And suddenly you feel the movement in your hips and glutes the way it's supposed to feel. The goblet squat is the best tool for learning this. Hold a light weight, a dumbbell, a kettlebell, even a full water jug at your chest. The counterbalance naturally pulls you into better position. Your hips drop back and down, your chest stays up, and your body finds the pattern it's been missing. And here's why that matters beyond just form. When your hips are actually loading, your glutes are actually working, and that's where the real strength and joint protection live. 5 sessions with a goblet squat done right will do more for your lower body than months of knee-forward squats ever could. Now I want you to understand something important. Most programs ignore mobility and stability exercises entirely. They focus on strength and muscle, but they skip the movements that actually keep your body moving well as you age and prevent injury. That's exactly why I created the Reset Your Body Blueprint. It's loaded with movements like mobility work and stability patterns, the overlooked stuff that keeps your joints healthy and your body feeling decades younger than it should. It's an organized guide that tells you exactly what to do to get your body feeling the way you want it to. And it's designed to make sure you can keep doing exercises like these for the long haul without breaking down. If you're realizing your body needs more of this kind of work, scan the QR code on screen with your phone, or check the link in the description below the video. All right, let's get into the third mistake. You squat down, it feels deep, you come back up. Solid rep, except your hips never actually passed your knees. You got to parallel at best, probably not even that, and your body quietly compensated for the missing range by tilting your pelvis and rounding your lower back at the bottom. Think about that for a second. This is called the butt wink, and it's more widespread than almost any form issue in fitness. Here's what's happening. Your hip flexors and ankles don't have the mobility to get you into a deep squat, so your pelvis tucks under at the bottom to fake the depth your joints can't actually reach. Every time that happens, your lower back rounds under load. Not a lot, just a little. But rep after rep, session after session, that small compression adds up into the kind of low back stiffness your body starts organizing your whole life around. The fix isn't to just squat deeper, it's to earn the depth first. Spend 2 minutes before every session in a deep squat hold. Heels flat, hands pressed together at your chest, letting your hips sink. Use a door frame for support at first if you need to. Ease into it, going at little at a time until you're able to get into the full resting squat. This restores the hip and ankle range that lets you squat properly without your lower back paying the price. Real depth comes from real mobility. And real mobility compounds the same way strength does. A little every day, and 6 months from now you move like a different person. And here's where it gets even deeper, because this one doesn't look like a squat problem at all. Watch someone squat, and you will almost never notice how they're breathing. But breathing pattern determines how stable your entire spine is under load, and hardly anyone is aware they're destabilizing themselves on every single rep. Here's what's happening. They take a breath, start going down, and somewhere in the middle of the rep, they let it out. The moment that air releases, intra-abdominal pressure drops, and the natural brace around your spine collapses. Your core goes soft mid-rep, right when you need it most. The fix is the Valsalva. Take a full breath into your belly before you begin the descent. Brace your core like you're about to absorb a punch, and hold that pressure all the way down and through the hardest part of the way back up. Release at the top. 1 breath, 1 rep. FitZip isn't about complicated techniques for their own sake, but this one takes 10 seconds to learn and immediately makes every squat you do more stable, more powerful, and safer for your spine. The people who figure this out feel the difference on the very next rep. You've tried to fix your squat before. You watched a video, adjusted your knees, thought about your hips, and it still felt awkward, still felt tight, still didn't feel right. Sound familiar? There's a reason for that, and it has nothing to do with strength or mobility. It's your foot position, and more specifically, the fact that everyone's hips are built slightly differently, and almost nobody accounts for it. The standard advice is feet shoulder width apart, toes forward, or slightly out. And for some people that's perfect, but hip socket depth, femur length, and the natural angle of rotation in your joint vary significantly from person to person. If your anatomy doesn't match the template, squatting to that template will always feel like forcing something into a shape it doesn't fit. Here's how to find your squat. Stand with your feet a little wider than shoulder width, toes out at maybe 30 degrees, and squat down slowly. Notice whether it feels more open, whether the tension in your groin and hips reduces. For a lot of people, slightly wider and slightly more turned out is exactly where their body wants to be. This is the mistake that matters most, not because it causes the most acute damage, but because getting your foot position wrong makes every other fix harder. You can brace perfectly, hinge your hips, keep your knees out, and the movement will still fight you if your feet are in the wrong place. Get this right, and the squat stops feeling like something you're managing, and starts feeling like something your body actually knows how to do. Here's your one thing to do right now. Stand up, screw your feet into the floor, sit your hips back, and do 1 squat with everything you just learned. Feel the difference in your glutes, your knees, and your lower back. 1 rep with real mechanics beats 30 reps of the pattern you've been repeating for years. Drop a comment and tell me what you noticed. I want to know which mistake hit closest to home. And if you want the complete system on how to get your body moving and feeling the way you want, I'll leave the link for Reset Your Body in the description below.